Muted. You're muted still.
I'm going to fix this problem.
Nope.
Okay, here we go. Can you hear me now?
There you go.
All right. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Justin, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Wonderful. Hello, everyone. I got this new AirPods Max, and I love it, and I hate it. You know why? Because they have all these different buttons, and sometimes I can't figure it out. Anyway, hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Bob Biglani. We're going to talk about your InMode, your IPL, and you're going to talk about your dry eye business. I'm here with Justin. Justin, say hello.
Hi, everyone. My name is Justin.
Nice to see you, Justin. Justin, what is that glow on your face? Did you get an IPL done? Did you get an IPL or RF done?
Maybe in a couple of years I might have to, but right now, no.
No, okay. It's just about getting good sleep, folks. And it's
Yeah.
about being 20 something versus like 50 something. That's what it's about. It's not even about like IPL, man. I'm just younger. That's the thing. So anyway, hello everyone. My name is Bob Biglani. I'm the founder and CEO of Hoot. Today we're going to talk to you about how to increase conversion for your dry eyes, specifically IPL, 10 plus light instrument that you've got, you spent a lot of money for, and an RF device perhaps you might have, whether it's InMode, iLight, IPL, Luminous, whatever the brands you have, we're going to share with you some powerful strategies to really help you convert those more of those patients so that you can grow your revenues in your practice. Okay. And so we work, and just as a FYI, this is really important because we speak to a lot of doctors, Justin, don't we? We speak to doctors all day long. And what's the one biggest thing that they have about, Justin, what they're concerned about their IPLs? It's not coming.
Yeah.
And
They paid a lot of money for it and they can't pay it off.
They had paid a lot of money for it and they can't pay it off. How much does an InMode cost? How much does all these devices cost? Do you have a sense of that? Do we know what that looks like? Is it like 100 grand, 80 grand? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of doctors have been saying, 80 to 100 grand, 80 to 120. So it also depends on what state you are and how much tax you have to pay on it also. So.
Taxes plus also the options, right? There's like an aesthetic option, a different handle, and they have all these different things. So it's needless to say, optometrists, ophthalmologists are spending $100,000 net, okay? Net. So before taxes, you'd have to earn 140,000 in your business, and then you're able to afford it if you write the check. But you don't. Most people pay it on these monthly installments, right? So it's a real problem for a lot of people. And what we want to do is I want to share my screen here, and I'm going to talk to you about, I'm going to share with you. So like this is an InMode. Can you see my screen okay, Justin?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
This is an InMode that a lot of people buy. Quantum, they're cool names. I don't know where they come up with these names. Really cool names. Oh my God, which one do I choose from?
New colors now.
Wow, colors, right?
No.
It's like they're doing a Apple style. It's like, when Mac came out with like a beautiful blue, red, everyone's like, wow, look at the color. But this is really nice. And then this is the one from Luminous. This is their website. Look at these confident doctors. When I see doctors who do dry eyes, I don't see a lot of confidence. Do you see a lot of confidence? They're like, oh my God, do you see that? Justin, I don't think so.
No, not really, no.
Not really. It's very hard. It's very hard to convince patients to get into a treatment like an IPL. I mean, look at his wheels. Oh my God. Looks almost like a robot. Imagine this is kind of like a robot coming up. But it's very hard to educate patients and get them to convert it. Let me walk you through what we're going to teach you today. What you can expect out of this presentation today is why you're not getting signups, how to get more signups, and some tips to start growing right now. Like this very moment, this today, you're going to get going. Okay. So rule number one I want to share with you is no one cares about your IPL RF. I know you paid $100,000, $120,000, whatever that money is, you paid it. And you're continuing to pay it. These mortgage payments, they sit heavily on your shoulder. I know what that's like because my wife is an optometrist and she bought a luminous IPL and that 100 with the aesthetic option, and that was 120,000. But the truth is nobody cares about your IPL or RF device. Nobody cares about your solution. They care about themselves. They care about themselves. This is a very important rule I want you to remember because it's going to help you convert more patients into dry eye therapy, into your IPLs. Patient walks in, they have dry eyes. You get super, super stoked. You're like super excited. Yes, I get to sell it. I get to use my beautiful instrument. Hey, patient, I caught the problem. Your chief complaint is dry eyes. Yes, great. And then you start explaining MGD, tear film, mybography, technology, equipment. I spent all this money. It's $1,600. It's amazing. Do this probe. It's out of pocket, not covered by insurance. Let's get you scheduled. And essentially, the patient is like, what you talking about, Willis? Right? It's you don't know this, Justin, but there was a great show when I was growing up in the 80s called Different Strokes. And this character here, he would have his brother and he would be suspect anytime his older brother would say something. And he would say, what you talking about, Willis? And kind of look at him this very certain way. And this is what the patients think. What you talking about? What are you talking about? Patient thinks, I just came in for an eye exam. I got to go to work. Why are you trying to sell me something? Why can't I just get drops? I'm going to Google this. And they're like, I got to go. Like $1,600 you want me to pay? I just came in for glasses and eye exam. How come I never heard of this before? So patients are thinking something completely opposite of what you, the doctor, is thinking. And I know you want to help. Your intention is to help, but nobody cares about your solution. Your dilemma is you want to help, you see the need, you want to do the specialty, try to get away from IMED and who pay $40 a month or $40 for a patient. I need to make more money. You're unsure when you're presenting. And then you don't even know how to price it. Sometimes, oh, should I price it lower? What do I say? What words do I use? Do I talk about ocular surface disease? Do I say MGD? Do I say dry eye disease? What do I say? How do I sell it without being salesy? How do I market this thing? Because this company who sold it to me made a lot of promises. Some of these companies, make these promises to doctors, and we hear it all day long because we work with hundreds of doctors across the country. And they say, oh, you're going to, sell this, you're going to pay for this thing in a few months. And then it sits there and it gathers dust. So that's your dilemma. And so what's happening is you're losing potential revenue. And just example, 15 patients, if you were to sign on 15 patients in a month, at 1,600, that's 24,000 in new revenue. Justin, what is that money like? Isn't it like a lot of money? Do you think, like, what's your sense of, like, is $24,000 a lot of money to be earning for dry eyes? What do you think? What could people do with 24 grand?
I mean, considering the fact that a lot of the doctors, they only have 1 to 2 signups per month, going from, let's say, $3,000 a month to $24,000 a month, you're almost there to paying off your IPL.
Right.
Right. So, or you could get a new car. You could do a lot of things with 24,000,
Yeah,
right?
that's
So
right. That's right.
you could really, do a lot.
Yes, absolutely. We had a doctor who was said, when we asked her, I said, what do you want? And she said, I want to buy I want to start investing in a condo in Florida, in Miami. She wanted to move out of the Northeast and, and I think she's in the Midwest actually, and wanted to move to actually the West Coast of Florida, Naples. You ever been to Naples, Justin? Naples is pretty cool actually.
No, I've heard of it though. I definitely want to get down there soon.
Yeah. It's like it's on the other side, and you cross that alligator alley, and you go. I've driven that alligator alley, going to some doctor's office practices in Boca Raton to I forget what it was. I think it was Naples area, and anyway, so a lot of doctors. So that money. Let's go back to the money here. That's a lot of money that they could be using for other things, paying getting the kids into college, buying a new car, you're paying off the IPL, to your point, is probably the most prudent thing to do is to pay for that ITL, right? So that's a lot of money that they could be earning $24,000 with just 15 patients in a month, right? That's very important. So it's a lot of money you're potentially losing if you're not signing up those patients into an IPL. So I understand this problem. This is my lovely wife. She's her name is Shafali Miglani. She's an optometrist, and she does myopia management and dry eyes. And she bought an IPL, and she had a very similar problem. Actually, she did myopia management initially, about 12, 15 years ago. She went to VBD, Vision by Design, and she went to all these conferences to learn about myopia because she had all these kids in New Jersey in her practice, which had myopia, and they weren't signing up. So she'd go conference after conference, and she was very busy. She was just tired of getting $40 for an eye exam. She was glued to her practice. And she was basically saying, how do I get these patients to convert in my chair who have myopia, these patients, and how to educate these patients? She was frustrated. So she's like, hey, babe, can you do a brochure for me? So I made this beautiful brochure. I went to Vistaprint. I got this beautiful little girl looking at a screen, and I was like, myopia, and we offer Ortho K in our practice. And it's this lenses, it's you sleep at night and all this. And it was like all about Ortho K and explaining these lenses. And, and we called it a, vision global, no, it was GVSS, global vision solution or something, right? It was like, this is like 15 years ago. And we didn't even call it Ortho K. And so it was the term that Dr. D had taught her and taught us in his course and in his supercharged course, which is an amazing course for myopia, by the way. Right.
See,
And so
I'm sorry to interrupt. Was he the one who started like myopia?
he Dr. D is Dr. Dispeditas. Yes, he didn't start it. He was one of the forerunners. Like he was a pioneer. He has a practice in Hamilton, New Jersey, not too far from where we are here. And when myopia first hit the scene some years ago, he completely shifted his practice to focus on myopia management. And so he's got now a completely dedicated practice, and he became the guru. He became one of the first people I can count on my hands. Carrie Herzberg, Paul Levine. There's these gurus of optometry who were really masters early on and early pioneers in myopia management. So he was one of those guys. He learned so much. He was able to now completely focus his practice into private pay and myopia management. And all of these optometrists loved him, and he would put together this beautiful course called Supercharge. And he continues to do that. It's a great course. Shafali's attended it 3 times, I think, and superb. So he was one of the pioneers of how to build a concierge private pay practice with raving fans. Raving fans, folks. If you want to really build a business, you've got to have raving fans. Okay, so that was who he is. And I actually saw patients with him, Justin. Did you know that? He invited me to come to his office and see patients. And I tell you, it was about the popcorn. These kids with the popcorn. He gave popcorn to the kids, talked to moms about screen time. I'm like, what happened to Ortho K? Like, you're not talking about Ortho K. And
right,
so
he was building a relationship with them.
Building a relationship and caring about what they give a crap about. The parents care about. The parents cared about screen time, right? They didn't care about these Ortho K lenses. Fine, doc, you do your job, but I care about my child and screen time, and it's too much. So that's exactly what he did, is to focus on them, and that's how he built a really big, concierge practice. How does that relate to dry eyes? I'll tell you how it relates to dry eyes. It's what we want to try to do today. What we want to do today, folks, is to share with you some secrets, and it's not so secret anymore. But this is Shafali, this is my wife, and we tried everything to grow her business, her myopia business, and we worked together. We found a solution. I'm a marketer. I spent 20 some odd years at Pfizer. I'm a best-selling author. I wrote 3 books, marketing, on change, on leadership, on sales, and so on. And so we worked together. We butt heads a lot, Justin. You've seen Dr. Miglani and I. We butt heads a lot, but we also built a system together because it's the doctor and the marketer coming together to build the system. So that's what we found. We found a solution, and that solution led her to have more joy in her life, which is, she got to go on beautiful vacations. She wanted to go to Paris, Justin. Did you know that? Did you know she wanted to go to Paris? Did I tell you the story? Do you want to hear about it?
No, I actually do not. No.
So I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story. She's like, I'm tired of working at this practice. Why can't I be like these women on Instagram who have a great vacation, right? FOMO, right? And buy this boy bag, this beautiful bag from Louis Vuitton. I don't know which brand it
Yeah.
is. You know
Yeah.
Louis, the Louis,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I guess
Everyone knows Louis Vuitton.
everyone
Knows.
knows Louis. You know Louis? How do you know Louis? You're like 12. What do you know about Louis? Instagram generation. So a TikTok generation, sorry. So she goes for the first time after launching our program in her clinic. She was able to go on vacation and buy these handbags, okay, and have really like freedom, choice, opportunity, vacations. She wasn't glued to her practice anymore. She wasn't glued there, and she got to go to Fiji, spend some time in Fiji, and shop at these stores. And she was flying. This is vacation. Where do we go? I forget where we went. So we were able to take more vacation, have more fulfillment, and she was able to build this specialty practice and make her life better. That's what it's about. Ultimately, it's about making your life better by helping other people. And so what we realized is, and this is kind of what I'm going to share with you today, is business, folks, is a game of psychology. It's not about your IPL. It's not about your RF device. It isn't about your Zest, your LLLT, or Tier Care, or whatever that your solution is. You must master the psychology of patients if you want to succeed in your dry eye business. And patients have changed. They used to listen to you. Today, they listen to TikTok. Nobody listens to doctors as much as they used to anymore. And TikTok is educating patients about dry eyes. Time. You have no time. You're being pulled as a doctor. You're being pulled. Have you been to a doctor recently, Justin? Have you been? Or no?
No, not really. No,
No,
no.
you're a young guy. You don't go. But if you go, how much time do you think you're going to have? You're going to spend half an hour with a doctor?
Maybe I doubt it, to be honest. So not really. No.
Yeah. So what we see here is typically ODs, optometrists, we hear 10 to 20 minutes. There's no data here, but this is what we hear from anecdotal experiences. But from data, it shows, between 13, 16 minutes, ophthalmologists 9 to 12 minutes, gastros, wow, almost 24 minutes. That's a lot, but that's only half. The rest, average time doctors are spending about, 13 minutes. So if you're spending 10 to 20 minutes, can you really cover everything in 10, 20 minutes? And often they're selling at the wrong time. And what we realize is experts don't need to sell, they need to educate. So if you want to be seen as an expert, Justin, you've got to educate. And most patients today, they don't want to be educated with this brochure. I used to build this beautiful brochure, Vistaprint. Oh my God, I had hundreds of these brochures. And I would leave it in our office, Folly's Clinic, and we should give it out. The staff would give it out to the patients and the parents of the child who had myopia or even dry eyes. And you know where it would end up, Justin?
The trash.
Yeah. Trash. And it broke my heart. I was like, bro, I spent so many hours getting the right picture from iPhoto or whatnot, and doing this brochure, and and like formatting and fonts and scientific language, and then it ended up in the trash because people have changed. They don't want to read anything anymore. They want to text it. Text it to me, doc. Ping me. People will check their text messages multiple times a day, and they don't go to their website. And patients have a lot on their plate. These are parenting in America today. A lot of parents, have a lot. Their biggest concerns, with their children is, struggling with depression, anxiety, being bullied, violence, drugs, alcohol. All of these are major societal issues. So people have a lot on their plate. And so guess what? When you talk to them about dry eyes, when are they going to make a decision? They're going to ask their spouse, and they're typically going to make a decision 6 or 9 p.m. in bed or in the kitchen on their phone after the kids are asleep. And they're going to get a chance to finally talk to their spouse about treatments. And so if you're doing dry eyes, you need to understand you've got to live here in their bedroom, in the kitchen. And the way you do that is you live on their phone. That's really powerful. Everyone else is on their phones. Why can't you? And, by the way, websites of did you see these websites, Justin? Have you been to optometrist websites?
Yeah, they're nice and all, but it's just like most people just go there for what they're looking for, and that's about it. And if they don't find it, they'll leave.
Yeah. But sometimes they look for what? Like hours, I guess, what insurance you take and directions maybe.
Right, right. Like it's location, they
Yeah.
never really go on about us or anything like that. They usually just go to the schedule button on the top right corner, if that.
Right. They go to the top right corner and just schedule an appointment. Right. So, and then a lot of these websites are very confusing. And so Don Miller is an amazing author, wrote a book called Story Brand, says when you confuse, you lose. And most patients spend 52 seconds. I heard this is even lower uh, on typical websites today. So what is the solution? What do we do, Justin? What we have to do is adapt our marketing to this new psychology. Okay, adapt our marketing to this new psychology. And so what and Shafali and I in her practice, optometry practice, and now we work with hundreds of doctors. We've seen this. Todd Cohen, our medical director for dry eyes, amazing doctor, superb, 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 one of the best doctors I know about conversion in America, hands down. He's an optometrist in Illinois, in Long Grove, Illinois, and he's got two or three practices. He's president of the Midwest Dry Eye Center, Foresight Vision, and he's superb. So him, Dr. Miglani, my wife, and then we also have Dr. Kung with us, who's an ophthalmologist who does lots and lots of cataract surgeries. And so one of the things we learned, three things we learned: you've got to have a clear process, and you've got to lengthen the runway of education here. Second is the language has got to be better. It's got to be simpler, simpler, simpler. Okay, people don't have brain power to think about complicated things. And the third is you've got to send videos to them on their cell phone. It's very important to send patients videos because videos convert higher. So the Hoot method we've developed. And so the rule number 2 here is it takes 7 touches to build trust and convert. What happens, Justin, if a patient is in the comprehensive exam and the doctor says, you've got dry eyes, why don't you sign up for an IPL? Here's the price. What happens if you do that?
Probably gonna go home and be like, this doc just tried selling me something and I'm not buying it.
Not buying it. It's you feel suspect. You're suspicious. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Why is this happening? And so what we found is you've got to have the comprehensive exam, consultation, and in between the comp and the consultation, the ocular surface evaluation, you should send them videos in between then and then. This stage of the journey, this stage of the journey. And these videos help to educate, because what we want is the trust to be built between you, the doctor, and the patient that you saw, right? That's how trust is built, when you share, when you give value, when you educate. The second is you've got to talk less about the IPL and more about why this problem happened. It's because folks were on screens more and more. We're not blinking enough. And so your behavior has led to this problem. So you've got to use clearer language, Justin. We talked about this today, Justin, right? What happens sometimes when we use complicated language? They zone out, right? They're like deer
Yep.
in headlights. So it's really important to simplify the language, and we're going to share with you how to do that. And third is use videos. This is just an example of videos that we have one of our partners, our customers. Videos get attention. It transfers knowledge very quickly. Storytelling works really well. And humans buy from humans. Did you know, Justin, that people are 4 times more likely to buy if they see a video than if they read something? Did you know that?
I did not know. No.
Videos work. You know why it works? Because humans want to see other humans just like them. And, it's like they see a friend. They see somebody who's a model for them, that like, I can learn from you. And so that's why when people go to restaurants, don't they? Is because restaurants are busy. They go for the food, but they go for the social aspect of it. So it's really important to use videos. So how's it going to work in their practice, Justin? How is it going to work? Well, in the comprehensive exam, you do the diagnosis. We're going to teach you what to say and what not to say. And we're going to teach you exactly the language. There's a really beautiful strategy. It's called a 3 hats strategy. We share with you. It's part of our Hoot method. I'm going to share with you exactly what those 3 hats are you're going to wear and what you're going to say. You ask the patient to scan a QR code, you put them in the system, and then you book the ocular surface evaluation. The videos go to them at home, because what happens with guys, Justin, with their spouses?
You gotta speak about it with their spouses, right? They gotta get permission.
Permission. I cannot. Did you know, Justin? I can't even buy a T-shirt without asking for my wife's permission. Did you know that?
No, but I believe it though.
Yes. You know why? It's not because I can't afford it or $50 or whatever. I don't know how much T-shirts are, but it's about the fact that I no longer know what looks good on me. Okay, I'm like, honey, what looks good on me? And so it's sort of like you're consulting your spouse, not necessarily so that you can spend the money or not, but it's to justify the purchase. People buy emotionally and they justify it logically. And so asking your wife or your husband for permission is very important. And the video from the doctor allows them to justify it to their skeptical spouse. Because the spouse, you go home, nothing worse than your spouse saying, "What are you doing? Spending $1,600 on a disease, on what? An IPL? What's an IPL?" He's like, "I don't know. Doctor said it's some sort of device I have to use." Versus, "Here, this is the video, honey. This is what the doctor sent me." Yeah, cool. That's kind of what we want to get to. And so the campaign, just to give you an idea, this is kind of what it looks like. So in a week, the patients get these videos of you, not, it doesn't have to be Dr. Cohen's face here. It could be your face. And it just educates the patient through a drip marketing campaign between the comprehensive visit and ocular surface evaluation that gets them educated. Once they're educated, they come back for a consultation or ocular surface evaluation, and then you're going to use these visual aids to show them what you're going to prescribe them. We teach you the script and give you the visuals to show you how to close. And then also there's automated campaigns, and then the numbers, of course, to see if patients watch the video. You could see who signed up, who didn't sign up, and you could see how much money you made. And basically that's kind of what Hoot does. And the result of this, I want to share. Can I share some results here, Justin? Let me share some results. I want to share a video here of a wonderful doctor, and I want to show this story. So let's just hear one of our doctors who had a similar problem a lot of doctors do. She had bought an InMode, and she was frustrated, and she wanted to build this specialty care practice. I absolutely adore her. Her name is Dr. Mona Patel here.
I think the video is paused.
Oh, sorry about that. Let me go back. Okay.
I can't hear it on my side. I don't know about everyone else, but I can't hear it on my side.
Oh, you cannot hear it? Okay.
Yeah,
So
I cannot.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know that, Justin. I think the video here is paused. But essentially, let me give you her story, right? So her story was she's an amazing doctor. Her name is Dr. Mona Patel, and she has a dry eyes and aesthetics clinic. And she wanted to really focus on get more business for her dry eyes and get more signups. So we spent a lot of time coaching her, working with her, training her on the language, on the process. And in the beginning, she wasn't getting it. She was like, "Bob, I don't know why we have to do this, we have to do that." And so we spent a lot of time talking. And then something happened, and she had all these signups. And she's like, "Wow, I don't know, something happened. I got lucky." I said, "No, there's no such thing as luck, Dr. Patel." I said, "You are the reason patients are signing up. We just taught you and gave you the system for it, which is the process, the language, and the videos." And so today, now she used to get, like she said on this video, one sign up a month. She's now at least like 2 signups a week. Okay. So she's getting a lot more signups in her practice, but it took her a little while to learn the system and really understand what the system is about. And so it's really, really powerful. This is Dr. Corey Langford. He has a practice in Nebraska. He's a terrific guy, a really thoughtful guy. And, he's very open to learning. Justin, I don't know if you can, let me hear that.
No, I can't hear it. I don't know if everyone else. I don't know if it's just on my side, but
Yeah.
yeah, I can't necessarily hear it.
Okay. So that's good. That's fine. So I think, one of the things he says is that, we're optometrists, we're not that great at marketing, because we're used to, turning on the phoropter and clicking on the phoropter and changes something. But that's not how marketing works. Marketing is a little bit more nuanced. And those videos have been a great addition to add on to what they're doing, plus the process. And he mentions the fact that, his business has increased dramatically. I think it's something like 100% in terms of increase in, dry eye signups, as well as myopia for this. So again, he has several associates. Dr. Patel is solo. So Dr. Langford has several associates, large volume practice. But those two doctors, those two clinicians, were very frustrated, like the ones, we're talking to today. And they were like, how do I do this? And they were like, I'm not sure I can follow the process. I can do this, I can do that. And guess what? They did. It takes a little bit of work, but like anything in life, that work will yield results, some
Yeah.
sort of results, some sort of change. And that's kind of what we want to try to get to with your practice. We had another story I will share with you. We had like 2 or 3 other doctors who were like, Bob, I don't know, my staff, I don't know what we're going to do with our staff, how we're going to change behaviors. And, we work with their staff, we work with them, we help provide training, we provide lots and lots of training, and we gave some helpful guides. We have this whole system prepared. And then they used it. And again, they grew their business pretty dramatically. So I think the lesson I want to share with you, and I want to share my kind of last few tips, okay, is that you could do this or you could do nothing. If you do nothing, it becomes what? It becomes very expensive,
Yeah.
right? Why does it become expensive if you do nothing, Justin? If they sit there, just continue with one sign up a month, what happens?
Well, they won't get any revenue change, right? It'll still be, either 0 signups to 1 sign up per month for an IPL, right? And over the time, they're going to continue losing money because they're not necessarily using the IPL and they're still paying off that IPL, right? So, it's a loss in revenue at the end of the day if they don't
Yeah,
do
yeah.
anything with it. Change is hard, so
Change is hard, but guess what? That pain of paying that, writing that check every month to, these beautiful companies that sell you these beautiful devices is harder.
yeah.
So I guess the question becomes like, what pain do you want? The pain of, changing, proactively to build a business, having a plan, and, moving forward in that plan. Is that the pain you want, or the pain of writing that 3, 4, $5,000 check and, saying, oh my God, I wish I would not have bought this IPL or RF device. These companies, I went to Vision Expo and when I saw this in a conference, I paid for it. I was like, oh my God. So writing that check, which pain do you prefer? The pain of, the check writing and feeling frustrated and guilty and remorseful and regretful that you didn't, do anything with it or don't have a plan, or the pain of having a plan and trying and experimenting and moving forward, but at least you've got something. So I don't know which one do you prefer, Justin? Of
Probably your second option, it's hard in the beginning, but, you know, the you'll see the revenue in the future. Change
Yeah,
is hard, like I said earlier, but it's
but
worth
it's
it.
worth it. It's worth it. Yeah, that's right. Change is hard, but it's worth it. It's like going to the gym. You're a big guy. You go to the gym
Occasionally, yeah, occasionally.
occasionally, dude. You got to get on it.
I
So I
know, I
think
know.
it's one of those things, right? It's like it's hard to go, but guess what? When after you go, you feel great because you're moving forward in life,
Right.
right? That's kind of what we want to do. So I want to summarize here. I want to give you some tips, folks. You've been very patient, and very engaging with us here, and I thank you for that. So I want to share with you last couple of quick things. I want to give you some success tips to help you get more revenue from your dry eye business. First of all, don't cram the comprehensive exam. Slow down. You cannot expect the patients to buy on one visit. Okay. Do the myography on comprehensive visit because you open up the funnel. You'll have more patients diagnosed. Third, lengthen the runway of education. Schedule the ocular surface evaluation 1 to 2 weeks out. Any longer than that, they kind of forget, right? Especially if they're asymptomatic. Reach them at home with videos. Speak clearly and show them visuals. Show them that you're an educator and an expert at dry eye disease, even though if you don't feel like it. Measure your performance. Measure how many people came in for comprehensive exams every month. Measure how many dry eye suspects you have in your clinic. Measure how many came back for the ocular surface evaluation, and then measure how many you signed up. And then when they do sign up, celebrate your success and say, wow, this is amazing. Let's do it over again. So those are our tips. And I think again, this is a slide I want to share with you, which basically is like, look, you got to move forward, stop waiting, and start moving forward. I think what's really important is to take action. So the action I'm recommending you take today, okay, if you really want to increase your conversion, okay, is number one, focus on your business. Know your numbers. Number two, be open to learning. And number three, book a call with Justin and myself today. The way you do that is you just, Amanda, put it on the screen, gethoot.com. Okay. Go to gethoot.com, book a demo, and book a call so we can go over your business with you to ensure and see what you're doing great, what you're not doing great, and what your improvements can be. Okay. So go to gethoot.com and be like the hundreds of clinics that are increasing their revenues every day with Hoot. So this is the link on the chat. Justin has just shared with you. But what are your questions? Any questions as we wrap up today? I see a question coming in here. Is that okay? I've tried videos on my website; they're not working. But Justin, how many people go to a website today? Do people go to websites?
I mean, not necessarily. Usually people, when they just look up, let's say optometrist near me, they see the one that comes up first, and then they just click on the phone number and call them. It's rare that they'll go in and, see specifically. But yeah, sometimes people do, but mostly not.
Yeah, people don't go to websites as much anymore. I mean, they might go to like Amazon, they go to certain websites that are really, really useful. And by the way, some of the most popular sites, you'd be surprised, right? We talked about this. These are like, WhatsApp. They go to, so people don't go to sites, but they'll pick up their phone all day long and look at their text messages because that's like somebody sending them something to them. And if they send something to them, that's really powerful. So that's the question. That's the answer. Hopefully that's helpful. People are, yes, you might have videos on your site, but you're not, if you actually look at the data and you ask your web person to look at the data, you're not going to see any traction. You're going to see how many times they viewed it. And I bet you it's like 1, 2 seconds, 3 seconds or something like that. If that, right? First of all, they have to find your videos. Where's your videos? Where is it? Where is it on? Where part of the site is it on? Right? In our system, if we send a video, you can actually tell if somebody watched the video or not. So that's so that's the videos. You can have videos on your site. I think it's great, but put them into text messages, even more powerful. Okay. So the second question I have here, another question here, Justin, I don't know if you see this, but question here is about the process. Why should patients come back for an ocular surface evaluation or a dry eye follow-up? It's hard for them to come back. You're absolutely right. It's very hard for patients to come back for a follow-up. So what you have to do, very important, folks, in the comprehensive visit, when you diagnose them, ensure that they understand why they have to come back. So say it. You say, look, I know you don't have any symptoms, but the scan on your myography showed you've got atrophy of your glands. And I'm very concerned about it for you. Okay. And I need to dig deeper and I want you to come back. Between now and then, I'm going to educate you with some videos and come back and see me. Because if we leave this alone, I know you're thinking, you're like, oh, I don't have any symptoms. I'm just going to ignore this problem. But what happens when we ignore things in life? They come back to hit us later on. They become bigger problems, right? So what you want to do is you need to bring them back for the ocular surface evaluation, okay? So you need to have that conversation with them in the comprehensive exam. But here's the other important thing. Not everyone's going to show up for the ocular surface evaluation. But if you do nothing, right, if you have them come back for an ocular surface evaluation, you don't send them any videos or anything like that, guess what? They're not showing up. But your show up rate increases when you send them videos. between the comprehensive and the ocular surface evaluation. So it's really important to bring them for the follow-up. Not 100% will come to the ocular surface evaluation. If 50% do, you're in good shape. So if you have 100 patients you've diagnosed in a month, okay, if you have 250 patients a month in comprehensive visit, 40% of them have dry eye disease. It's about 100 patients. 100 patients diagnosed. 50 show up for the ocular surface evaluation. Guess what? You're going to close a good 20% of them. Okay, you're going to close 10. So 10's a lot. It's a really good, solid number, right, for new IPL signups a month. So the point of it is that bring them back without videos or anything is very hard. You've got to send them love between this visit and this visit, and that's where the drip marketing campaigns go. So I'm sorry, we don't have any more time for questions, but these were amazing questions. Thank you for that, doctors. I appreciate it. So let's wrap up. Justin. So my name is Bobby Glani, and I'm the founder and CEO of Hoot. This is Justin.
My name is Justin, and I also work at Hoot.
Thank you, Justin. And today we talked about how to increase conversion for your IPL and RF. And so we hope this has been useful for you. Give us a shout out, give us some love, tell us you enjoy this program and what other programs or questions you might have. But here's the call to action. Book time to talk to us, okay? GetHoot.com. Again, this is Bob Miglani. With love and respect for all that you do. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.